What's happening, people? Back with another video. Back in the building with VD. Chelsea Aston Villa preview. Don't get twisted. Hit the like button. 900 subs is nearly there. I can't lie to you. 900 subs is nearly there. 10 or 12, wherever it is. And look what I got in the building. I got VD with me. Another Chelsea fan. What are you saying?
I'm good, man. Good to be back on. You know, starting to build up my confidence a little bit. You know, I did my first little video stuff for Twitter and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I remember you
Now
saying this
branching out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was worried before, innit? Like I was still a bit camera shy, but branching out now. Hopefully, at some point, I grab the full confidence and we thing. But it's all about branching out. We're good. Let's do this, innit?
When was your first video? Because I haven't seen it. When was the first one the other day?
I didn't upload it to YouTube. I uploaded it to my Twitter. You know when actually last stream we was talking about how does I said something like how does Chelsea benefit from selling Reece James? It was like that because then the injury news came out and then it was like it's worse than we thought. It's not the reoccurring one. It's like a new issue with his hamstring. And then there was a whole uproar. So I thought, you know what, I can't do this in Twitter characters, man. You need to show some emotion. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna break the barrier. This is for my guy, Reece James.
I'll ask you a question, live on stream. How do you get so quick with the Twitter? Like, how do you post? How do you get the news? Are you just tweet straight away?
Yeah, so
when news comes out?
Pretty much. I mean, like I follow obviously I don't know if you follow him, Pice, CFC Pice or PYS.
Yeah, of course.
I've got his notifications on. So every single time something happens, he's usually the quickest with it and he'll post it like that. So then I know straight on, just look at my phone in it. I don't need to open up Twitter and stuff. I just
how do you get your
notifications?
How do you get all your the pictures? You just go on the
what my edits and stuff?
Yeah, edits.
Then they're not as difficult as they seem. Like just a quick kit swap in it. Like it's not super difficult. It'll maybe take me like 10 minutes to make. So it's like as soon as that comes out, it's just straight bang, picture, merge them together, upload it, rapid. It's not too difficult.
Yeah. No, yeah, because you're quick with it. So because I see you come up on my but I didn't even clock it was you until like a few weeks ago. I was like, oh wait, the same BD that jumps on. I was like, oh, that's mad. So that's why you should definitely start doing your videos. Because if you're quick with that, you'll be quicker doing videos. A big up VD for jumping on. Big up everyone in the chat. I know more of you will join. And the playback, hit the like button and follow VD, who I'm going to add. I told him last time to give me his stuff, but I'll put his Twitter handle in the description because it's very...
Even so, yeah, well, where is it? It's... Oh, God. Here.
Oh, yeah, see, look, his name's just there anyway.
It's the same on everything. On Instagram, obviously,
yeah.
I did do TikTok for a bit, but yeah, I'm gonna start doing it. I'm gonna start doing this more consistently now. I need to put my foot in the game.
I just started. This is a weird start to stream, but I just started doing it literally 3 weeks ago, and it's been so sick. Obviously, as you know how to do consistency though. Once you go gym or like you do something consistently, you just add the same logic to like this. You just always do it, you know. So it's one of them ones, isn't it? But anyway, yeah. Tough question to start off with. I'll ask you before we went live. What do you think about the mentality of Enzo saying, "Are Chelsea in the title race?" What's your thoughts on like him coming out and basically state? I'll get the video of everyone to watch and play back and for VD to watch as well to remind him. What's your thoughts on Chelsea are in the title race? I respect it, but Arsenal, City, Liverpool, them three teams all ahead of us.
He's not wrong, right? Because I mean, if you just look, City are City. Cool, they're in a bad spot at the moment, but again, you need to understand this is still the best team, arguably in the world, right? Liverpool, their squad has been solidified. I know they got Arne Slot now, and it's a different manager, and it's not really mad different tactics because he plays the same way as Klopp, but just a little more stable. But their squad is solidified. Arsenal's squad is solidified. Our squad has been together for a year. And some of the players like Lavia, you know, Nkunku and stuff like that, obviously Sancho, no, like these players didn't play last year. Obviously, we had Nkunku and Lavia last year, but they were always injured. So it's basically like having new players in. So we've still got all of these players coming in. Obviously, Fofana's back. These are like new signings. These are like 5 new players that need to gel together and need to think. So I don't like I don't like that he downplayed it, but he's also not wrong. He could have said something like, could have just sat on the fence, right? Fence sitting would have been fine in this instance, where it's like, do you know, we're playing well, we're taking one game at a time, so we'll
See how
see,
it
instead
goes,
of just
yeah.
binning it off. Because I mean, we're above Arsenal, and what, we're level with City or 1 point behind us, something like that. So I mean, we're
Yeah.
not doing bad. It wouldn't be bad to install a bit of confidence, but maybe saying we're in a title race can have an impressionable squad being a bit overconfident. I think behind closed doors, he's probably saying something else. He's probably saying something else to them where it's like, yeah, we're clearly on a good roll. You want to keep it going and stuff like that. And I think Maresca, he seems like he has a good influence on the squad. I doubt anybody's going to take it at face value. So yeah, I think you know what, it's not bad. I think we've actually started off the season quite well. I think Maresca surprised a lot of people. He's definitely surprised me. I think the one thing I love about Maresca is his ability to get his ideas across and his actual coaching, like one-to-one coaching. There's a lot of times that I'm seeing players really improve from last year. You see Mudryk again, game by game, he's getting better. His finishing's getting better. He's starting to look like he's thinking when he's playing. Levi Colwill, he's been shaky lately, but overall, I think he's been all right. I think his positioning's been better. He's actually being played in his position. I think he's utilizing players well, and I think he knows this. I think Maresca knows this. The squad know this. That things take time. Like you can't rush this. Again, this is still a process, and like I said, all of these players are coming back into the team, and you have to take it one step at a time. If we overdo this, get overconfident, we're gonna crumble. Like this stint here, it's so crucial for us. We were talking about the last time I was on about how the next 10 games, well, really it was 11. The next 11 games were like vital. I think if we were to go through all of this stint and we were to actually pick up pace and start to gel even more, and we pick up all of those 33 points, I think it is, we will be sitting on something like 55 points. When we get to that stage, then I can say, do you know what? We could be in a title race. But now it's still too early. So I don't blame him. So I don't think he's necessarily wrong, but he's not right. It's just,
Yeah.
Is what it is, isn't it?
I was listening to you in the background. Add context what he's saying, chat. Let's get this up.
We're 12 games into the season now. Chelsea are third. Are you in a title race?
No, I said many times, and I really like the pressure. I really like to say, yes, we are there, but we are not there. We are not there. I said Arsenal is ahead of us. City is ahead of us. Liverpool is showing that it's ahead of us. So, but the important thing is that we improve game after game.
We're 12 games into the season now. Chelsea are third. Are you in a title?
So you heard it from Lord's mouth just there. Basically, like, I'm agreeing with VD, where it's like, I feel like I believe what he's saying. I think what this is the thing, yeah. VD's level head like me, yeah. A lot of our fans, because I could tell VD and he's not going to think mad. If Chelsea in his next, we're going to get the figures up in the next 5 games. If we win 4 of them, then obviously we're getting towards like what 17, week 18. Then obviously now it's like you're like more than halfway through the season. It's a bit different. So I'm saying then it's like okay, you've played 50% of games and you're still 5-6 points off. That's quite impressive. But like, I'm not going to say it right now. We might lose to Villa, Spurs might win, and all of a sudden we're 6th in the league. Then what? Am I going to keep video? Am I going to keep saying week to week title race, top 4, title race? No, like you're either there and you're a certain level, or you're top 4 level. You can't be both.
I think Maresca could also be looking at this from a coach level, right? I think actually a lot of Chelsea fans can agree. Whenever we play or whenever we lose or, you know, we let other teams in the game, it's because of us and our mistakes. I can't tell you how many times a team has scored a goal and it's because we've made the mistake. Sanchez has made the mistake. Someone's not covering, someone's not moving, or they're not in the right position where they need to be. And I think Maresca could be looking at it from that point of view because, again, this team is very mistake prone. And it's clear that we're playing well, we're gelling, but we've not completely gelled. Like we're not completely there yet. Again, the mistakes need to be ironed out. And I think once those mistakes are ironed out, I think that's when we can properly say, yeah, look, we could be in a title race now. Like we could properly be in a title race. I think again, this stretch that we're gonna go on is so important because the less we see these mistakes and the less we see the stupid giveaways and we give away such poor goals all the time. I can't tell you like any game where a team has properly broke us down and scored, and it was genuinely just because of their great football instead of our mistakes. When that is ironed out, and I think this is where Mares is coming from, that's when I think he will say, yeah, listen, we're stable now. We're not making mistakes. We're creating good chances. You know, we're not making games easy for the opposition. Now we can start to say, do you know what? We can start to make a push for the title because we're ironed out. That's what you need to be. What team wins a title by making bare mistakes? Liverpool ain't making no mistakes. City hardly made mistakes when they won the league every single time. You know, it's other teams are also further along. So I don't think he's wrong. It's just fence sitting would have been a bit of a better response just from a PR point of view. You know what I mean?
Can't lie. I'll give you what you're saying. I don't literally. I'm not much to add. In terms of like, we have to see our team be consistent before we say anything as fans. The only fans who are like saying we must be in a title race are the ones who were having this standard before balls even kicked. So they've been maintaining this because the 1.5 billion spent at the new manager and they demand it 3 seasons in. I get that. Chelsea fans, I get that. But if you're objective, the standards should still be there. So I still have standards. For example, I'm not like Arsenal. If we are in a title race, I'd want to win it. And if we don't, I'll be disappointed, regardless of the context. I don't care if it's our first season title challenging. I don't care if Palmer breaks his foot or something happens. Like, if we're in the title race and we're actually in it and objectively we're in it, literally, mathematically, then we have to win it. Because these things don't happen easily. The only team who's been consistent winning with league in, league out, it's obviously Man City and Man United in previous years. Everybody else has been up and down. Liverpool's only won their first one the other day. Chelsea's been up and down. Arsenal's only won one, literally won their 2 Prems. I think they got 2 Prems in the new era. Recently. Sorry, not recently. Long time ago, 2004. And then the rest is the rest. So, like, it shows you the Prems aren't easy to win. It's not easy to win, man. So we've been lucky in that regard where we've been dropping off. Our rivals haven't actually won as we Man City. But like we now need to come back and actually show what kind of club we are and be in that challenge. So right now, I'm not going to say we're in it. But if in the next 4 games, I don't need 10 games. If in the next 4 games we win all 4 of them, that's consistency, BD. That's consistency. That means we wouldn't have lost in what? Like 10 games.
It's very
That's good.
It's just this stretch, man. Like I keep reiterating all the time.
This is what I'm saying, yeah. Like, this is it, yeah. I want to let you land, yeah. This is it. Can Chelsea prove otherwise? Since the Champions League, VD, you're a Chelsea fan who's my age, the same age. Since the Champions League, when we have opportunities to go on runs, we never do it. The only run that we've proven ourselves and we won something was actually the champs. Not the Carabao Cup, we lost that. Not the FA Cup, we lost that. Not the other Carabao Cup final, we lost that. We even lost the FA Cup final in the year we won the Champions League. So we're actually flopping in the cups. The only one where we didn't need to flop, which is the best one, ironically, is the Champions League.
Yeah. It's classic Chelsea, innit? We don't ever do anything.
That's the one you don't want to flop in. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the one you don't want to flop in, yeah? But can Chelsea prove us wrong? For once.
I'm hoping so.
Like beating Villa would be a mad step because I'm not expecting it.
I
I'm
think
not.
a bit of PTSD. I think. Do you know what? I was
Yeah,
thinking about the
definitely.
game earlier when I was walking home. I was like, I don't know how this game's gonna go, but we need to set up for every single possibility. See, I think the games like Villa, Brighton, you know, the ones that are like the mid carders. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch WWE, yeah, but like they're challenging
Nah,
for like the Intercontinental title in it and the United States title, and sometimes they get to challenge for the World Heavyweight Champion, but you never really win it unless you get a bit of luck with the money in a bank or something, right? So I think they're always just underneath. They're just underneath, and they're always pushing. They're like the Newcastles and the Villas and the Brightons. I think they are the hardest teams to play in the league because they're the teams that don't really want to give you a sniff. They don't want to, they like to scumbag a win, I'd say. They like to scumbag a win, they like to catch you out. Whereas other teams like Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, City, they're always going to go for the win. So they give you the chances in behind. But Villa, they're strong enough where they're not like the bottom teams where you can keep pressuring them. If we play in Ipswich, right, and they play a deep block, they don't have the quality to keep us out for the whole game. But Aston Villa, Newcastle, they 100% can. They can keep you out, and then they can snag a goal because they have the quality up front. So I think this game, and again, we beat Newcastle, so we've shown that we can do it against teams like that. This game is going to be very, very crucial because I think this is going to be, out of all of the next 11 games, I think this is the most difficult. It will be this, it will be Brentford, it won't be Spurs. I don't think it will be like necessarily a more difficult game. I think that's going to be a battle of who takes their chances. But this one is going to be trying to break them down and hope they don't hit us on a counter, or hope that Onana or something bags a header from a corner or something like that. I think this one's going to be a proper test. And if we come out unscathed, that's when I say, do you know what? There's consistency there. There's consistency. We don't have to win every single game, right? I think it's a bit unrealistic because we know how football is.
Yeah, of course.
It's so unpredictable. You never know. Like, hey, listen, in 2 weeks' time or whatever, just say Millwall was facing City, they could potentially win. You know, we see it like Norwich a few seasons ago. They come in, they beat City. It's like, who thinks this? But if we really can, and I'm hoping we can get a bit of consistency together, because that's the one thing throughout all of Chelsea. That's the one thing we've lacked. One thing we've lacked is consistency. We win the league, we drop off completely. We rebuild again. Like it's crazy. It's classic Chelsea.
Since the Champions League, the season after, where I was in Dominican Republic, and we played away in the Champions League, where Tuchel got sacked, and then we played Leeds away and we lost like 3-0, and Mendy had that howler. So basically, the Champions League game we lost, where we were poor. They had a white kit, the other team. We were just poor that game. I don't know what. I think it might be Dynamo's, one of those teams in it.
Yeah,
and
then
then
it might have been Salzburg, or it might have been
one of those
Dynamo
teams.
Zagreb.
It's a really bad away day where like you go to those stadiums and it's long. And then literally we lost 1-0, wherever it was, and then we went to Leeds away and we lost, and then he got sacked. Since then, up, down, up, down, up, down. More down than up, by the way. More down than up. Because in
the last two seasons,
in the Potter like crossover where we had the interim, and then we had Lampard come in, it was all down. We had Lampard taking charge of Champions League games against Real Madrid.
This is a bit of a hot take. Yeah, I still maintain if we had Graham Potter for that Real Madrid game, I think we would have won.
100%.
We weren't even that bad. We would have had him. We
didn't perform that badly.
Dortmund. We smoked Dortmund. Then he got sacked because he did a terrible job in the league. But again, it's like consistency. But do you know what? People love to talk on the new ownership and stuff like that. But I think this new ownership is actually looking for the consistency. Because again, under Roman, obviously we all appreciate Roman, what he done for the club. He's put us where we are now. But there wasn't like a real plan. It was more or less just like win at all costs. Like do this, overbloat the team, hope it stays good. But this one is like there's more of a structure to it. And
Yeah.
all they needed, I think, the squad building's been all right. I think the first window was terrible. Koulibaly made no sense. Sterling made no
Sterling,
sense.
15 million hindsight
Like,
was bad.
they
Aubameyang.
were bad signings. Again, Aubameyang, like, they wanted to back Tuchel, but you also could have done it with a bit of thought behind it. Like, replacing
so
Rudiger
literally-
with Koulibaly was mental. But after that, it's been all right. You know, it's been all right. They're planning for the future. You know, the players that we got on, they make sense. They got a player for each position. We got good backup. I think this probably the time we start
You
to
know
see
what,
consistency.
yeah?
All they were missing was the manager. It's all they were missing.
You're spitting so many good points, but so many different talking points. One of the main talking points I was going to say was, yeah, their approach didn't work with the buying the experienced players. But what I would say is they were ahead of the market. They were one of the first movers to do the whole like young thing. And why that's a good thing is we were able to get a lot of youngsters on a cheaper price. Because if nowadays, when Man United are doing it, when Arsenal and Liverpool are doing it, there's more competition now because everyone's doing it. Back then, though, what was everyone saying to us, VD? Your club's a mess. You keep going for youngsters. You need experience to win the league. Where are you heading? No direction. Sporting directors, your club's finished. And now look. Now Man United are doing the same thing we're doing. Now Liverpool want to do the same thing we're doing because they don't want to give Salah, VVD, and Trent all contracts. They want to go for a young. They want to go for a young kind of guy.
The thing that I like about our recruitment, yeah, is they haven't necessarily forgotten about the now as well. Like, I'm so excited for next year because Esteval, he's gonna be staying. Andre Santos is going to be staying, and someone I'm a big fan of, Anselmino. I think he's gonna have a massive future. You got Paez, you got Penders. Like, these are like proper big names for the future, but they can also be good rotational options even now because they're still great talents. But they haven't neglected the now. We still bought João Felix. We still bought Sancho. We still bought Pedro Neto. We still bought Palmer. So it's like these lot, it's such a nice shift because they're at an age where it's like, remember, our young players are still going to need another 3, 4, 5 years before they start to hit their consistent form, unless they start hit their potential early, like Esteval. Let's say he starts being the same dynamite that he's been, but it's going to pave. It paves nicely. It goes over smoothly. Another one that I like, Vega and Cucurella. Vega, he's here for the future. He's a perfect age. He's going to be learning a thing. He could sit down or sit behind Cucurella and come on. He's not going to make a fuss. Like, people were talking about our club and about how it's thing. I think also a lot of Chelsea fans were doing it as well. I was a bit impatient. I think that was mine. I wasn't necessarily upset at the signings. I was impatient that we weren't seeing more big names come to us. But
yeah, because
again,
you would be in it.
got that
you
now.
can't always get it that way.
Like, Caicedo was brilliant. You know, it's not even like they haven't listened to the Chelsea fan base as well. Like, I don't know if you were there when CFC Con, big account on Twitter, he did spaces and Todd Bowley joined the space and everybody in the space was saying,
was that
sign
actually a real
Enzo
thing?
Fernandez. Yeah, it was his actual account. Like, actual account. It might have been like a secretary or something else on his account, but it's his account. And it was everyone was saying, sign Enzo Fernandez. We need Enzo Fernandez. A couple days later, it's done. Like, they are listening to the fan base as well. Like, Caicedo, that's a big name, man. And look how it's benefited us. We then snagged Lavia off of Liverpool. Like, brilliant signing. Sancho, brilliant signing. Pedro Neto. How many clubs were twerking for him? Arsenal wanted him. I remember Hooks on Never a Foul saying how much he wanted Neto. Tottenham were close to signing him. And we just swooped it. We swooped it straight. Like, you know what I mean? And it's the same as I thought I didn't think Gusto was going to come to Chelsea because I thought, why is he going to come to be backup? But they convinced him, and now it's worked. Like, we got a brilliant backup there. That's another name that the fans were crying for. So
the only issue is been that the Sassy and Badiashile and them, man.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? Badiashile, he's not even a bad player. Badiashile's got a little bit about him. It's just
he's getting more confidence. You see the game yesterday. He's definitely getting him more confidence. Like, he's definitely getting more confidence in terms of like, you know, like the way he's been playing. But yeah, man, like it's one of them ones where the recruitment's been in the right direction. We just need to see a bit more of adaptation with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a little bit of adaptation with it. And then once we see that, and you add a few star players in there, then no one's gonna complain, are they, bro?
100%.
No one's gonna complain. We go through them in the comments. Sick chat, by the way. This the chat's been popping up. I really appreciate it. A few comments I want to speak about. Big ups Adele in the building, of course. Who would be your starting wingers? We're gonna start this. We're gonna get back to this one. Oh yeah, this guy said a funny comment. He said to us, "Listen, you guys talk about title race. You prepared to have your head top clatted when Chelsea fade off." But then he goes, "Big up though, big up, big up Punde. It's rude." Hey, Punde, don't be rude, man. Like we're nice, innit? You can tell. We're not. You can tell. You can smell it. We're nice. Don't be rude, man. Out. Solomon, big up VD and Ches. Literally, the memberships are active. I've literally just refreshed it and added my emoji in there to the Chelsea bag, little thing. My memberships are active and super chats. So thank God
Right,
for not
big up Solomon though, because Solomon's a real supporter, you know, real
Bro,
supporter. You always see him and never a
Solomon's a real
foul.
one.
Real supporter.
Solomon's a real one. Everybody in this chat, all of you do premium most days. More and more keep adding every single day we go live. Memberships are active and there's sick exclusives on there. Panels, you can join in, chats, Instagrams. So check that one out. It's good price as well. It's not too expensive. Check that out now. So Solomon, if you refresh this page, you should see join and then you could choose one. But yeah, love for the love. Like VD said, you're supporting the man them. Reno, it's not easy to rebuild a 19-year structure in 2 years, 3 years. We have to accept it. True. Growing up, realizing Chelsea's now mid-table club, and I'm fine with it. Look at our pumps against. You don't.
I'm just saying, yeah. That same 15th
you're a Chelsea
Bundesliga
fan.
team. You know that team beat Bayern 3-2 not long ago. So again, they're in the Bundesliga. They're not in Farmers Leagues no more. This is the Bundesliga that they're in. So they're clearly good enough.
It's not even that. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. If we didn't beat them, it'd be in the Bundesliga team that's 15th.
Yeah.
If we beat them, it's a Bundesliga team that's 15th. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But we have no excuses to win that cup, by the way.
Yeah,
0.
If we don't win, that's embarrassing.
There's no team in the final. The only team in the final who will be like, oh, okay, it's Fiorentina.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Fiorentina.
And that's only because of their name and their history.
Oh, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, it's a bit mad because I remember I was playing Football Manager like a couple months ago. Yeah, I faced Fiorentina and they battered me in a final. Fam, I couldn't believe it.
Dude,
they battled me in a final,
bro. They're joint second in the league, bro.
Oof.
They're not even that bad. They're not even that bad. Yeah, I'm worried. Chelsea, don't you dare get to another final. Hey, you know what? Yeah, we need to have some sort of clause in our conversation. What do we do if Chelsea don't win this final?
I'm telling you now, yeah, I'm not going on never a foul.
I think my punishment would be like, I'm not allowed to go on streams until we win the final again. Maybe I'll just do my own ones. That's it. Or I'll stop doing YouTube.
You can't.
We can't lose 5 finals in a row.
You actually can't. You can't. Do you know what this thing is? Yeah, we got to a final last year, innit? And we bottled it. So like, this is also like a bit of the same squad as well. That will be embarrassing, man.
I'll show you a video when I left the stadium because I went to the final in February, right? This is my own TikTok, so no copyright or anything. I'll try and get it up, but yeah. In the meantime, yeah. Imagine losing 5 finals in a row.
It's classic Chelsea, isn't it? Because we'll get into the Champions League next year, and we'll end up doing a madness. But we actually cannot lose.
The thing is, yeah. Like, as a fan base, I'll tell you right now, if we make top 4 and don't win that trophy, no one's going to be gassed.
We have to win something. Like,
we have to win a trophy. Because the Conference League
I don't even care what it is. Wait, if we get to the final, yeah, are you playing our best team, like absolute best team? Or do you stick with the thing?
100%. 100%.
Because do you know what?
If Muska's smart
about it earlier, I'm not the sassy and bin them off instantly. But imagine we get like fixture congestion and here's actually
but the final will be end of the season anyway.
Is it at the end of the season, like proper end, like after all the Premier League games are done?
By the way, you're a top Twitter guy. If you get tickets, shout me. I've got a few plugs, but I need to go 100%. I think it's in Poland, Krakow.
Oh, Poland. Do you know what?
I'm
Oh, yeah,
going.
Woucher got some good deals in Poland, you know. Woucher got some good deals for Poland
That's
holidays.
what I'm
So I might
saying.
have to.
I'll definitely go on holiday like for a few days. But anyway, let's find out when the final is. But what did you ask you before that actually? You say when is
Huh?
it?
Yeah.
Did you
So
say when
is it before or after the Premier League season ends?
I
Because
think
if
it
it's
has to be
after,
when.
then cool. I think that makes more sense. But if we get into a predicament where it's like the final is either play the second team in the final or go for
Bro.
Champions League, then it gets a bit sticky because risking someone like Fofana in 2 games in a row. I'm not sure if I want to do that. If Reece James is back by then, I would risking him by playing 2 games in a row and he gets injured again. Not sure I really want to do that. So it makes it a bit more difficult. I'm not sure
Trying to
if
find it here, G. Let's go for the. Why am I doing it to my own people? Let's do it with the man them. Yeah, big up Solomon. Solomon, the memberships are there. Anybody wants to join, the memberships are there. Let me refresh my site so I can see it. I just updated it just now. It took me ages to do. But yeah, if you're interested in joining membership and the perks that come with it, let man know. You get it. But yeah, man. On the screen right now, you man can see the thing. It's good with VDs. Get this off. Love Gigi for the comment as well. The final is
I guess we'll see it from. We could also go
28th
for
of May. Yeah, the season will be done by then.
Okay, cool.
So
Well,
first
do you
8th
not
of May.
think like some of the players might get a bit discouraged that they've put in all of the work? You know, like how
100.
Giroud
Now
was
Lucas Moura
100% the starting striker when we was in the Europa League under Sarri. He was the one that was always starting. Imagine he got benched in the final. Do you not like? Would it not like discourage a few players?
I was just about to say to you, literally about to say, for me personally, I'll let you have your stance as well. I would play like 80% of the team that's played the whole tournament, considering they're playing good. You see how like Mudryk is performing decent. Someone like who's performing well, like in the
Jorgensen from
like
yesterday,
Jorgensen, obviously.
Vega as well.
You got Vega, and then you got Nkuku. Them kind of man. I wouldn't if he drops Nkuku in the final, I'd be pissed because the guy has scored like every single game. He's got you this far. Obviously, the more we go in the competition, tougher is going to get naturally. But
Players
yeah,
like the Sassy and stuff, they got to be dropped.
the Sassy and stuff. I might play one of them.
I can see him playing Badi Ashile, you know. I think Maresca
is
likes
a
Badi
first team
Ashile.
player now. I'm loving this. We're having so many good topics. I want to talk about I like how he gives the players a chance in the conference and then he plays them in the league. That's sick. Because like Felix now is so sick. Felix here, he's been promoted to the bench.
You know what? I was actually quite happy when I saw that because it's like this isn't for nothing. You know what I mean? Like they're not just B team. They're not stuck there. This isn't for nothing. They're like actually getting their chance. And again, if Jorgensen plays like he did yesterday, oh my days, bro, we could be in for something. You know, the only issue is Jorgensen was known to be quite like inconsistent at Villarreal, but he was a decent shot stopper. So man, he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant.
You know what it is? Yeah, it's like I like Jorgensen's a good example. I like how like if you perform good, you'll get a chance. You'll get a chance. Like Felix, yeah, our squad depth is so mad. He can't even start in conference, and he's still not even mad. We still got a good team. Start Gooey up there. Let him cause some hassle. Get his experience up. So I'm happy that Chelsea have an opportunity where like Felix now against Leicester. I know it's relegation fodder, but still, he actually performed good. Like he actually showed a certain level from the Conference League, and now he's been upgraded to a first team spot. And now he's on the bench for the B team to help them. So if every player does that, and then you can start bringing in the youth players. Now Tyreek George might be good enough to start a Conference League game, for example. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we've already qualified now, by the way. We're through, obviously. So now he might get an upgraded position to start a game next. And that might be his upgrade. And then someone like Sancho gets rested because he's now a first team player. So I'm saying you can keep rotating it. And this is a good thing, right? Because when you get to Champions League, which we will be in next season, we pray, is a higher level. So the team, everybody's going to have to play. So this is a good opportunity for Maresca to see who's good enough and who's not at this level. Because if we're not good enough at this level, bro. You're not going to see me this in the Champions League.
Do you know,
Champions League's tough.
I was so grateful that we actually got the Conference League. I think, looking back, I think we actually maybe needed it last year. I know that people always say, "Oh, 1 game a week" and stuff like that is great, but I think I used to agree with it, but now I'm like, the more competitions that you're in, the better. Especially when you have a squad like ours. You know, like you just said, this is a great opportunity to really see who's going to be ready for the next jump or the next step up in the Champions League, hopefully next season. Because when it's Champions League, there is no A team and B team, so that will be gone. A team and B team will near enough be gone. This is, you are good enough to start these games. We got to find out who is good enough. João Felix, he's been promoted. Listen, good enough to start the games. It's been told by Maresca, you're good enough to start the games. And Nkunku, we know, good enough to start the games. So we ain't got to worry about who's going to start this game in the Premier League. This person isn't good enough. Like, why are we starting João Felix over Nkunku when it's going to be, these two are both good enough to start in the Premier League and the Champions League. So it don't matter. So phasing out your people like Casadei, for example, I don't think he's really going to be top quality to make it. Obviously, Disasi will probably be gone. Is Tossing going to be good enough? I don't know. I think he might be good as like one further back. I think we still need probably a centre back. Again, the goalkeepers, we need to see who's going to be the one to really step up and take the mantle. Again, Mudryk, are you going to be good enough to start in the Champions League, or are you just going to be the backup player? I think this year, having the Conference League has been perfect because we can really start to phase out these people. And then again, next year, when we have these younger players come in, they could take the mantle in the Carabao Cup and stuff.
Because the level is so low in the Conference League, it's easy to tell who's good enough and who's not. Like, it's easy. Like, Sancho didn't even perform that great and could have got 4 assists.
He was playing on autopilot.
But then you have someone like Gui who made this look like a Champions League final.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, though? The way he was playing was like this toughest game. Even Mudryk, Mudryk made it look like it was like a mid-table Premier League team where he's like getting chances. Like, see what I'm saying? So you can see the level of the players. Like in Nkunku's finish, he can't do that in the Prem. It's too he can, but the ease in which it was just so easy for him just to get the ball and just put it in. It's like,
he's
cool.
mad in tight spaces, you know. Like he's proper tricky feet, proper tricky feet.
He's extremely technical. Look at his Liverpool goal. He scored 4-1. We lost last season.
Like him and Palmer in the half spaces.
Yeah, they're cool.
That's
why Maresca said that Nkunku and Palmer will play together. Because
the only issue is his work rate, in it. Like it's not as great. Like Felix is
like what they want. What you say, bro?
Oh, I was gonna say I almost swore. I was gonna say Felix, his defensive output is improved, but I don't think Nkunku's quite there yet. I'm not sure it's because he's playing in the lower games. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if because he's Carabao Cup and Conference League and stuff like that. But I'm not seeing enough. And to have Palmer and Nkunku in a half space where Palmer does press, but he doesn't press all the time, right? To have both of them not do it all the time is very dangerous. And I don't think it will be a good look long term. The thing is with Nkunku is he's quite all rounded. And like if he was to put in maximum effort, he could play the centre mid role perfectly. He can track back, put in a tackle, whatever. Sure, funnily enough, I think I know he's obviously still young. I thought Kandi Chukwuemeka would have been perfect for this team
100%.
because he can actually put in a tackle. He's strong. He can take the ball up. He can score. He can create. But we're not gonna see that, man. But yeah, man. I hope we do get to see Nkunku and Palmer in the half spaces as well. I think it works out perfectly because it means Palmer's on the right again, man. I don't want him on the left no more. Nkunku on the left. He's better on the left. We've seen it. So I really hope we do start seeing that now.
I hope so too, man. But I feel like it takes time. You see, like new managers, they've got to figure out what's their best system. Like the other day, it's relegation fodder. You're expected to win the game, right? So in a certain degree, like you kind of expect to see experiments against teams like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like teams like Leicester, you would expect to see a certain level. You know what I'm trying to say. So for me, I'm not going to deep it too much and go like, oh, yeah, a great performance because it was only Leicester. But at the same time, you can give him credit for what he did, and then let's see if you can give him an experience against Aston Villa. But he probably won't, because you're a manager, BD. You've got to pick and choose when to play different positions to different players. And when you've got teams like Aston Villa at home where you need to win the game, it's very risky. It's very risky. So that's the only thing I would say is like, do you know what I'm
I
saying?
wonder what like the long-term outlook is going to be, because again, like you just said, against teams like Villa and maybe against the bigger teams as well, and the big six, you can't really play Nkunku and Palmer as the
Can't.
tens because you need the way that system works is like the workhorse midfielder, the box to box gets forward, which again why I think Carney Chukwuemeka would have been perfect, and naturally why I prefer Enzo in that role, because he can still do a defensive job. He's obviously not great defensively, but he can still put in a shift. So the long-term outlook's going to be a bit interesting, because if it was up to me, I'd somehow like I'd love for the long-term outlook to be Nkunku or Palmer in the tens, but as we just said, the defensive output it's not there
It
for
wouldn't
them
be the
to.
same. That's why he doesn't play him in the left space so fast, because he's not as defensive. He's not as defensive as all the other wingers, even Mudryk. He's not as defensive as Mudryk. Nkunku's not a explosive type player. He's not a relentless player. If you play FIFA, you know. He's not like a runner, dogged runner. He's more a technical, like very good on the ball, good IQ, high IQ footballer, good finish. He's not like a robust bulldoze. I'm gonna take my man down. He ain't good. He ain't that kind of player. Pedro is. Even in Madueke is. Even Palmer is. If you watch him, that's why Nkunku doesn't play. Which is unfortunate for him because his type of style. But unfortunately, styles make fights. You need to have the right style sometimes, isn't it? So against teams like Aston Villa, you don't want to play Nkunku because Morgan Rogers, if he's not defensive enough, will just put in that pocket and then bang.
Yeah,
exactly. He's literally, Mudryk's an athlete, but Nkunku isn't. Literally, that's what it is. It's unfortunate, but what St. Augustine is, yeah, BD. Yeah, let's be real. It is Heidenheimer. So I'm not gonna deep it and go like, oh wow, like against Isak, we saw the difference in the cup. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what?
It's
I
just
think
different, isn't it?
the one thing that I always like about goalkeepers is you can really like there is no you know how like when people look back at time and they say stuff like look at the era Pele was playing in, he's playing against bums. I think the one position where no matter what, it's always timeless is goalkeeper, because you can always see the quality of the shots all the time. And I think the quality of the shots that he was saving were good enough for me. Like they were good enough. Obviously, maybe someone if I don't know, Harry Kane's in front of the goal, he might put it top bins or whatever. But some of the saves were like there's something there. The reactions were there, you know, the reflexes were there. So I'm
the fundamentals basically.
It's obviously too early to be saying, listen, start this guy every single game. I know the timeline's going mad for him on Twitter. They're saying start him and stuff like that. But realistically, it is too early, and we have seen other games where he just doesn't look the best. So again, I think it's too early. Just let him do his thing. Let him do his thing for now. I think if he impresses in the next game and maybe the game after that, then again, like with Felix, he could warrant a start, especially if Sanchez keeps making mistakes like he's making.
And that's the problem. That's why everyone's annoyed, because Sanchez keeps making mistakes.
That one at the near post and
like he's literally like we could have easily beaten Man United and Arsenal. Seriously. Maybe Arsenal, like, maybe a draw was deserved because, like, we had chances. They also created loads of chances. They might have taken another one. We might have taken another one. It could have been 2-2, 1-1. But Man United game, if we didn't give them away that penalty, I didn't see them scoring. It really jarred me when he just came out and took out Højlund for no reason. Wasn't going anywhere.
The thing is, it's consistent as well with him. It's consistent
score,
mistakes.
Why taking it? He could have got a red card. Like, you never know, innit? Like, just relax.
Yeah, he doesn't really. Your goalkeeper's supposed to be the one calming presence in your team. They're always supposed to be the one that's composed. And I'll be honest, I don't really feel like the composure from both goalkeepers. But Jorgensen, do you know what? Actually, to give Jorgensen his credit, yesterday when I think he got a yellow card for time wasting, and did he get a yellow card? I can't remember, but because of that, he was under pressure to play the ball a lot quicker. They were pressing him quicker, and he was snappy. He was using his brain. I think if Sanchez was in that position, I think he would have folded. So again, Jorgensen, only 22. He could have something about him. But you never really know until you face like the top caliber. You know, the players that can put it in the top bins, or the players that can put it all the way at the far post.
Yeah, we really
like,
tested. Yeah.
He needs to be tested properly, like properly. But I guess it's
Yeah,
on
but
Maresca to choose, isn't it?
Like prime Courtois, but it's more a case of like we want to see be
We
better.
were so set with Courtois, you know. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
Things happened how it happened. Actually, so disappointing. But do you know the thing that hurts me even more about Courtois leaving is we could have kept Petr Cech. We could have kept him. He was still all right for at least another 3-4 years. We could have kept him, but instead we moved him on, and like a year or two later, Courtois starts throwing up.
We had to get Kepa, innit?
Do you know the thing that about Kepa? Yeah, do you remember? I don't know if you remember the reports. There was something saying like someone tweeted out. It was like the Russian wants Oblak. Oblak was like 20 million more than Kepa. We could have been sorted. He was the best goalkeeper in the world at that point as well. Listen, I look back at some of the old transfers that Marina made, man.
You know what it is, though? Like when football's weird, isn't it? Like if you do stuff like that, you never know. Like that means you might not have got a Mendy, and you just never know how things would have gone in the Champions League. You just don't know.
That's true, you know. Mendy,
football. Like if you don't win anything, then you can have this conversation. But when you win stuff, it's like because we can't take a Champions League for granted.
Like that year, that stretch that Mendy went on, that was
the whole team was because we hold the record for the least goals conceded in the Champions League. So we only conceded 4 goals.
That's mental. The teams we faced as well. We played City in the final and
4
Real
goals
Madrid as well.
Sorry,
we played against City in the final and Real Madrid in quarters or semi. Like remember, we played Real Madrid.
Yeah, we had a tough run. Yeah, like. The mad thing is, we only conceded 4 goals in Champions League, so you never know. If we got rid of like Kepa and we had Oblak, something might have been different, or like an argument. It could be any the positioning. Like it's one of those weird ones, isn't it? Like we can't really go on that too much. But anyway, man, everyone in the chat, VD's Twitter handles right there. You can read it. Very easy to do. Copy and paste it onto your Twitter. Follow that up. Big on Twitter as well, not X, you want to call it. So run that up. Subscribe to this channel. As you can see by the ticker, we're literally 14 subs away from 900 subs. 14 subs away. Just hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. And also, the bell notification. So anytime I'm going live with a video, anybody pops up on your phone, Cheers going live. There you go. Boom. Watch the video while you're eating food. I know a lot of you eat that. I'm saying eat food and you drive in your car. So do that, man. Big up all the man as well in the chat. Big up Robert. Big Chelsea fan. I love Robert all the time. I love his comments.
Yeah, I see him. I see him in Alex Goldberg's chat on playback and stuff like that. And Robert's about. He's like Solomon, isn't it? He's like
Solomon. Him and Solomon, yeah. They will hold the Chelsea bag everywhere.
Everywhere. I appreciate people like that, you know, because it's like you're not just giving it to Thing, you're giving it to everyone. Like you're giving the support to everyone. I always appreciate people like that. So big up Robert, big up Solomon, big up everyone in the chat.
Always here. CFC
always here.
See that Nino knows. Yeah, 100%. He knows. Uncle Rob's always there. So all the people in the chat, you man are real ones, listen to me in VD chat on a Friday evening. So I really appreciate that, man. I know you man enjoy.
It's like they could have been. Do you know what? I always love stuff like this, like especially when we're not like massive creators, right? The ones that are given the time and are helping the ones push it, I'll always appreciate them more than anyone else, because they could have been watching it, 100%. Watching someone else. They could have been doing something else, but they're here. So everybody that's in the chat, honestly, big up yourself. Can't say enough facts. Can't say enough. Because
it's always the ones where, like, you know what I'm saying, might hit 1K one day and then people start, oh, yo, I see you're doing your thing. And it's like, yeah. I've been doing it for a minute still. You know what I'm saying? No one's there, fam. You probably know, because you do Twitter. You're way bigger, obviously, on Twitter than YouTube. So you know what it's like. People's like, oh, really?
100%. I see it all the time. It's funny. I see it with
you know, people are like,
accounts get big and then they latch on.
It's jarring, but it's life, isn't it? It's human. I get it. Like,
everybody's opportunistic, innit? They only really want to. They only want to start talking when it benefits you, innit?
I'm not gonna name drop them because, like, it's not that deep, by the way. But I'll just keep it as footballer. There's a footballer who plays for West Ham who's moved to Ipswich. If you know your research, you'll figure out who it is. He used to go to my school. And even me, I had his Instagram and everything. I didn't do the whole like, it's difficult. You don't like a beg friend. I didn't do the whole thing. Oh, well done, bro. You made it in the Prem. I was like, oh yeah, big up your thing. Do your thing. But even I felt funny doing that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, am I begging it? Video was like, am I begging it by saying big up? But I was like, not really. I'm not really asking for anything. I'm not asking for like Nando's or like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of them ones, isn't it? It's a weird one. But yeah, big up. Keep up the good work, boys. 100% big up. Man City under 20s reportedly beat the first team. Oh, I heard about this. Did you hear about this?
I didn't hear this, no.
Apparently they beat them in a 9v9 5 out of 6 times in training. So there's a reason why
that's embarrassing. That was like we had something like that not long ago, no? Remember during like lockdown times or something like that with
it's true.
That was embarrassing, man. It was like the
100%.
reserves teams or something like that beat our main team. I think there was head loss on the timeline that day. Proper head loss.
Yeah, people, man, when you enter the chat, I know a lot of you in and out of the stream, hit the like button. Let's talk about the game itself. Actually, anything else you want to touch on? Because we actually spoke about all these topics very naturally.
Yeah, we cleared them, you know.
We haven't really talked about transfers too much. Do that at the end.
Transfers are always the best.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I always like it. I was thinking, because obviously you invited me to come on today, and I was thinking, do you know what? It's nice to sit here for an hour or whatever and just clear off Chelsea topics. Bomb, 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 bomb. Because obviously I love the panel and never a foul. Obviously so grateful, but you only get that little window. You got to make your window count. But here,
especially as Chelsea fans, no
all
one
the
really
little
talks
things
about
in it.
Chelsea.
They love it when we lose, yeah, but when we start winning, it's all of a sudden.
In the summer and last season, it was Chelsea crisis, Chelsea transfer
all the time, man.
Experience. What are they doing? All this jazz, and now look. Now we get like 10 minutes. Oh, Chelsea's won a game. 10 minutes.
You get a little thing. Oh, look, they're looking good again.
How was the performance the other day? Heard you won. They're all saying.
Yeah, they ain't saying much now, man. They don't want to get into the thing, but here we can dissect it in it. Like we can proper get into it. We know the ins and outs.
That's what I'm saying. Here you can actually just talk about your club. Get off what you need off your chest. And I'm a Chelsea fan who's objective and can listen to it and go, yeah, fair enough. Or no,
last time I was on here is when I realized I was like, obviously that last stream was like the first stream that I'd done with anyone, but like literally it was the first stream that I'd done that wasn't on Never a Foul. So it was like first thing, and we were just sat there and I was like, damn, this is nice, bro. I'm getting everything that I get off my chest, like, because we're just Chelsea. Everybody in the chat is Chelsea as well, and we're all just enjoying it together. We're all talking about Chelsea together. It's nice. It's proper nice. Again, big up, obviously, big up you, big up Chaz, big up everybody in the chat, because it's a nice little community, isn't it? But yeah, I think we cleared off most of the topics. Chelsea Villa, man, this is a big one.
You know what's so funny with you as you say that, yeah? Someone should ask me a question on the transfer, so I might as well touch on that now. Oh yeah. You see what I'm saying? All these turmoils.
Oh my God.
Do you remember the last touchback? It was Bowley versus Egbali.
With the civil war in it.
What side are you on? What side? Remember that rubbish, really? What side are you on? Shut up, man. It's not that deep.
Mick, bro.
It was never
all
that
the
deep.
time.
It was just an in-house argument, and we were blowing up, going, more. And everyone was like, why can't we have peace in my fan base? Why is it always... It wasn't that deep.
It's always the Chelsea fans, isn't it? We're so like hypocritical. We're always like, we want one normal day at Chelsea, and then you got people
one
saying
normal
Team
day.
Todd. And then saying, then you got hashtag Team Todd or Team Egbali.
And you got man breaking it down, going, I want Egbali because he's offering. Well, the shut up, man.
Allow it, man. You take the mic, bro. I swear, it's so only Chelsea fans as well. I swear down.
It's because the rivals of the newspapers articles are right about it, and then we would lap it up. Some certain fans like lapping it up like it's a real deal. It's like, bro, relax. Anyway, Reno, do you guys think we should still spend big money on transfers? Or are we in a period where we need to trim the squad? Good question. I'll let VD go first.
Do you know what? I think both questions there are kind of right. Like, if that makes sense. We don't need to spend massive, yeah, but it wouldn't hurt. I think some of the players, I think our squad's good. I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough to compete. you can maybe argue one or two positions. But if I was to choose one or the other, I'd say we need to trim a little bit more than we need to buy. I don't know if you saw the news today, but apparently Sporting are willing to negotiate with or for Gyökeres. So his release clause, it's lower than his release clause now. It's 70 million euros, which is probably about what 62 million pounds. That's the only player I'd probably spend big on. That's the only one. I think goalkeeper, you could say maybe, but I don't know if there are many goalkeepers really out there that are gonna massively improve us that are available. You know what I mean? Like I think with the goalkeeper, we're gonna have to kind of firm it out with Sanchez and Jorgensen and hope they kind of come into their own. But if I was to pick one of the two, I'd say we arguably need to trim. I think Disasi not good enough. Cassidy, you know, all of these niche little names. I think they need to maybe start moving on. I think maybe some players need some loans as well. Again, remember we got players coming back from loan as well. So we got Andre Santos, we got Esteval, we got Petrovic. All of these players coming back. They're not there. There's no space for them. There is no space. I'd even argue maybe in the summer, if Esteval is staying, maybe move on a name like Noni. And if Mudryk doesn't continue form, maybe send him out on loan or maybe move him on as well, because we've got players that can play off the left. We've got Sancho that will probably start there. You got Neto that can start there. You got Felix that can start there. So I think if we was to choose between the two, I'd say we trim. But if we were to spend, I don't think we need big money transfers. I think maybe we need a backup striker. So like Liam Delap, or maybe you get Gyökeres and you put Jackson on the bench or rotate them. I don't really think it's like one or the other. I think both kind of need to happen simultaneously.
I agree with you. I feel like if Chelsea want to push up in the title race, then the first bit is correct because we're gonna have to buy our Van Dijk or buy our Salah. That could be Gyökeres, like VD just said, in terms of attacking and a defender, for example. What I would say is that like our players are young, so they could easily develop into top class players. We just don't know yet. So that's the thing. That's why the club's going to be, they're going to be a bit like, what's the word? Like stubborn on their approach, because they're not going to buy young players who they think are going to be top class, then go, oh, it's been 1 year, they're not top class yet, and then go spend more money on top class players. We don't need to do it like VD said. All we need is specific players. So Gyökeres, who's still young but top class, a young centre back who's top class. For example, there was a Saliba on the market who's 24, who's considered young. You spend money on him, so he's in your squad. You see, so he develops in your club. So that's the difference. We don't need to spend money on like midfielder, attacker, defender. You don't need to do that. You just need a few pieces, replace some of the dead wood like the Sussy and stuff like that, and replace them with good players, and then we'll see. I think that's what we need. I wouldn't say trim the squad because I think the squad's fine, but I'll just say replace some players. I VD would agree that could be upgraded. For example, the Sassy could be Murillo's replacement. You know what I'm saying, swap them over. So now you have the same squad depth, but you increase quality in your squad.
So I'd like Murillo, you know, Murillo or Araujo.
Or you buy your players and then Kiwi goes on loan. So I'm saying,
do you know what? I was gonna with the big spending, I'd say if we really do like pull through these next 10 games, right? And we grab at least 26 from them, right? We grab 3 from Leicester out of 33, so the next 11 up to Wolves. That would take us to about midway through January. I think it takes us to like January 20th. If we are on
league table.
Yeah. If
the fixtures. Go on.
Say again?
I'll get the fixtures. So
yeah. So if we get past Wolves, right, and we've come out with like 26 points, and it's like maybe other teams drop as well. Maybe Arsenal drop a few points. Maybe Liverpool and City drop a few points, and we are actually in the title race. That's when I say spend big. Spend big. Go and get someone to really solidify this team now. Like proper solidify them. Again, a Gyökeres, just in case Jackson blanks up. Araujo, because if Wesley Fofana goes down, can you say you trust Badiashile, Tosin, or Disasi to start? Because I don't. So maybe go get an Araujo or go get someone in this again, Murillo. Bastoni's probably a bit out of the thing. He's like an elite centre back in it. But a Murillo, Araujo, you know, someone that can proper solidify the team. But big spending wise, if we can get past these fixtures in a really and pick up a lot of points, that's when I say spend big. Otherwise, maybe keep it a bit more chill. Because I don't think we really need to spend like that. We don't need to. We don't need to splash. We've got superstars already.
Right. As you can see here, we've got Aston Villa at home, Southampton away, Spurs at home, and then we've got like, I think it's a Conference League game. It's Astana. Then Brentford at home, Shamrock Rovers at home. By the way, all these games, it will literally be basically youth team. Literally. It will be the youth team.
Yeah.
Everton away, 100%. Fulham at home, Ipswich away, Palace away, Bournemouth at home, Wolves. Like, literally, all these games are winnable. Literally. Look at this. Really, look. The toughest game until March is probably Arsenal away and Man City at home. Until March.
This is like, literally, this is the prime time to say, like, listen, we actually
Because
are in a title race, you know.
We have a tough ending, we had a tough start. So, for example, our end is very tough. We've got like a few away games in there. Like, for example, we haven't been to be fair, City away is coming up. What away game haven't we been to that's not on there? We haven't been to Arsenal away. We haven't been to... Is that the only tough one left? Bro, isn't it?
Yeah, what? We've been to Anfield,
Liverpool
we've been to
away.
Old Trafford.
We've been to Man United. Oh my gosh, we can win the league. I'm joking. Guys, don't clip me. Don't clip me.
Nah,
Really,
man, low key.
It's flowing in our favor, bro. Look, it's flowing. By the way, this is massive. By the way, this is massive. By the way,
this is one of their pillars. I kept on thing.
That's what I say.
One of their pillars go down.
That's literally my words. It's one of their pillars. It's peak. That's a big.
Who's
this is a big
backup? Joe Gomez.
It's not fair because I'm monetized and that, but this is a big deal. That's a big deal.
Massive deal. Listen, this means
like massive.
Especially against City, the next game as well. Like, woof. Who are Liverpool? Who they got in the next couple of weeks? They could drop. You know, they could drop because I don't know about you, but Joe Gomez is not good enough. Neither is Kwanzaa.
I don't trust Gomez. I'm sorry.
I don't even know.
Ernie, you man are bare positive. Like literally, yeah. Like
I rate it, you know, because I get gas sometimes.
I'll tell you the variables, yeah. The running makes sense. The squad has good morale. The manager's moving competent. We have money. What's actually like? Someone give me the only reason why we're not gonna do it and why we don't believe is literally what you said before. Has 4 letters: PTSD, meaning because we haven't seen it and because we struggled in the past, we don't believe in the future.
It's again
simple as
the
that.
mistakes.
That's what it is.
That's the only two things again that are going to stop us. Is the mistakes and the inexperience. Will the inexperience creep up? Now, if you look at our team, yeah, it is inexperienced, but you look at the players. I'm sorry, Palmer's one of the best players in the world. So is Caicedo. You know, Levi Colwyn, Fofana, they're good players. They're good players. Maybe some can make a bit of mistake. If Reece James, we never know in it, but like you look at these players, these are like solidified players, bro. Like not a lot of these players make mistakes. Jackson don't make as much mistakes anymore, and Nkunku doesn't make mistakes. Palmer doesn't make mistakes. Caicedo's not going to make a mistake. So it's Cucurella ain't making no mistake. So it's if people could just keep their heads on, if Sanchez can keep his head on, if Levi Colwell can keep his head on and not batter man in the box, I don't know why he does it. He loves it. Someone gets near the box, he absolutely clatters them. If Gusto can pick up form again, if Enzo Fernandez can be consistent, there is no, like Ernie just said, yeah, on his day, Enzo Fernandez is unplayable. If he picks up form and if these players stop making these silly mistakes, it's possible. It is possible. Like, you can't count us out. It's just, can Maresca iron it out? Can the players mature in time? Because if they can, with Konate being out, with who else was out? Allison is still out. Obviously, they got Kelleher and stuff. Trent is out for a bit. Like, Liverpool could crumble, you know. They could crumble. It's still early days. You know what I mean? And Arsenal, they're starting to get on a bit of form again, but we don't know how that's going to continue. Spurs aren't a threat. City are looking shook without Rodri. Like, there is a chance here, you know. It is a slim chance. But again, imagine we added an extra name.
Like you said before, it's all on us. If we can fight our own demons,
on us.
Shut up, Pep. If we can fight our demons, yeah.
Shut up, Pep.
We
He
can fight
was
our
stressing in
demons.
it.
Bro, I told Manamiso on the chat, yeah, on my stream yesterday. He definitely did that in the mirror. It was either scrap with Lewis, the small guy, or it was a mirror thing where you look in the mirror and go, no one's there, fam.
Hey, you look like, I don't know if you've watched or played Batman, yeah, but you look like Victor Zaz.
But he needs help. Like, he looks a bit like, I'm saying. But anyway, it's all on us. If we can do something ourselves, forget Arsenal, forget Liverpool, forget City. If we just take it game by game, we're gonna be there anyway. That's what Maresca's put. So that's why when you said earlier, I agree with you. He's probably telling the squad, like, you proved to me you're in the title race. Game by game, you win your game, we move. You win the game, we move. You win your game, we move. That's just probably telling them. He's probably not saying to them, guys, go for the title, because the young players is pressure. But I think what he's going to tell them is like, if you want to be in the title race, prove it to me. Prove it to the fan base.
It's saying that we're in a title race again on a young squad, putting pressure on them.
It's not a win-win, lose-lose. Yeah, there's a lose-lose.
It's not smart. So I think Maresca, in hindsight, probably did the right thing.
He did the smart thing. Facts. So he said the right thing, but behind the scenes with his staff, when he's on the training pitch, what are you thinking? Yo, like, similar at home, get the win. But like I say to you, really, these games are all on paper. They're all on paper. So until we actually go to these grounds and win, look at Liverpool and Southampton did the other day. That was tight. Guess what?
Like you said, yeah, the PTSD.
They did it. They got the job done.
The PTSD is going to kill me because I don't want to see the same performance that we put out against United, and I don't want to be hanging on a thread like we did against Bournemouth. It's like you need to really capitalize on facing the smaller teams or the teams that are out of form. We didn't capitalize against United. We didn't capitalize against Arsenal, and Villa's another team where they're out of form. They're not playing well. If we don't capitalize on this again, then I kind of think that kind of is going to set up this season. If we can't capitalize on the teams dropping off, or we can't, again, Spurs are so beatable. This is a Big Six team, one of the hardest teams in the league, right? If we can't beat them, a team that is tailor-made for us, it's long. It's long for us.
Like, for example, the next 3 games, if we draw, win, lose, we're not getting top 4.
100%.
If
the next how many games? 3 or 4?
Top 4. That these 3 games on the screen, I've kept them on for a reason. If we draw against Villa, beat Southampton, but lose against Spurs, we've not changed really one bit.
I'll be very disappointed if we lose against Spurs. You know,
no, really, I'm sure we haven't changed. We're still inconsistent. The only results here that would make me go, okay, we've been different, is 3 wins.
Do you think we do it though? Do you think we do it?
That's my point. I don't think we will.
See, I'm maybe like a bit too.
I can see here a best case scenario of a win and 2 draws, and that's just not good enough.
I'm maybe like a bit too. I always have way too much faith in Chelsea. I remember, like, to put it into perspective, yeah. Do you remember in Lampard's season where we was in the Champions League and we got absolutely battered by Bayern and it was over in the first leg? Yeah, it was Kovacic. I remember Kovacic having a worldie. I still thought, you know what? There's a chance. You know, there's a chance we can do it. You know, so I'm kind of like in the same boat here again, where it's like things are looking. It's obviously back then it wasn't favorable in it, but like these things are looking favorable, and I just maybe it's stupid to have this hope, but I do believe in this team and I do believe in the manager. Like I believe in the quality of our team. I believe in the quality of our depth, and I believe that Maresca, he uses the team very, very well. Do you know what? We was talking about having Nkunku and Palmer in the half space, but then it made me think. Just last game in the Premier League, we saw another alteration from Maresca. He, instead of inverting Cucurella, he played him out
Yeah.
wide, and Felix
Yeah, he
tucked
did.
in.
Yeah, he played him
So
out wide.
it's like, I do have faith in the manager to set up as best as possible. If you also look into the thing where he watches hours and hours and hours on how teams play, again, I think this is favorable. You know, I do have faith in him, and I have faith in this team to really get a thing. But you never know as a Chelsea fan, innit? My brother always does bets, and I always tell him, don't bet on Chelsea. Never ever bet on Chelsea. He does it, it lets him down every single time. Every single time. So, like you said,
so
you got to
what
show that we're
results
different.
are these 3 would make you feel like, yeah, win a title race? 3 wins, right?
3 wins, 100%. 3 wins.
I think 3 wins here, and you'll start hearing the noise
Yeah.
from everyone.
Do you know what? It's got to be 3 convincing wins, though. It can't be like
I'm
3
not saying
wins.
like 3 wins where like Southampton we get slaughtered and we get a pen. I'm saying like you beat Villa like 1-0, 2-0. You go Southampton and win like 3-1. You go Tottenham and win like 2-1. Whereas like you're doing enough to get over the line, but you're not like scintillating. So people going, raw.
You know, like
Chelsea
Arsenal when they're winning on set pieces and stuff like that, they're scraping it by. Like if we control the game,
Yeah,
we
if we
create
scrape
clear
it,
cut
no one's
chances
doing,
and
oh,
stuff like
wow.
that, then
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. Because you got to play well before anything. Like you have to play well because it means there's something sustainable. You can't keep winning off of poor performances because it's not sustainable. We saw this with Arsenal.
Literally. I was going to ask the chat, guys, what do you think would be title challenging format the next 3? But I'll extend it a bit to the next 4. I'll stay into the next 4 so you guys can see it. So you've got, I don't know if I can make it any smaller. I think maybe I can. 1 second.
Might be able to do the control minus to zoom out. And it might, yeah, there you go.
So like, what do you
see? That's a tough
obviously in
one
the
as
league-
well, you know.
Yeah, 100%. So guys, out of the next 1, 2, 3, 4 games, what would you think would be a good return to being like? And I'll let VD answer. 1 sec. VD, you answer first. What would be a good return for you in terms of like these 4 games in the league? Title challenging, not more title challenging.
For title challenge, I think we absolutely need to win all of them. I think maybe you can take the draw against Spurs. I think losing against them would be, first of all, embarrassing. But look at the games. We're at home against Villa. We're at home against Brentford. Brentford, do you know what? I actually think Brentford's probably going to be the most difficult. I think they always put up a fight against us, man. Southampton, it will be very Chelsea to lose it, right? It will be very Chelsea to lose. I'd also love to know what the chat think as well, who the hardest game is. But it would be so Chelsea to win against Villa, to win against Spurs, to win against Brentford, and then lose against Southampton. Because we do this all the time. Remember, it wasn't even too long ago we were being Charity FC. That got passed on along to Spurs now, obviously being Spursy and stuff like that. But I think we have to win every single game. If you want to challenge for the title, you cannot slip up. We've shown time and time again, or with City, they don't slip up. Like as soon as they start get going, they don't slip up and they win the league. If you look at a few seasons ago when they got 100 points and Liverpool got what was it, like 98 or something like that? Like both teams weren't slipping up, but because Liverpool slipped up once, it ruined it. I think we are in such like a fortunate position, especially at this stage of the season, where City have dropped points. Liverpool, they did drop points against Forest, and Arsenal have started really, really poorly. So there isn't a lot of ground to cover. Like besides Liverpool, there isn't a lot of ground to cover. It's not even about like title race as well, I personally think, because I think top 4, it needs to be guaranteed. It needs to be guaranteed. No matter what, we can't go another season without Champions League football. And winning these in particular, these are probably the hardest ones out of the next 11. Again, Villa, a tough game. Just like Arsenal, it's only a matter of time before they start playing well again. So we need to capitalize on that. Southampton, a team you absolutely have to beat. You also have to capitalize. You have to capitalize on Tottenham being so 50-50. Again, they're so tailor-made for us. The high line, we're going to kill it. We have to kill it. He's not going to change it. You have to capitalize on this. And if we don't capitalize on this, that's when I'll know, okay, again, like you said, this team ain't changed. It's not even necessarily about inconsistent performances. I think it's more or less we never ever capitalized on anything. When, what was it, last year? Or who was bottom of the league and we played them and we either drew or lost. And it was the same with like Burnley.
It was Burnley and Sheffield.
It's like how could you not capitalize on that? We could have put ourselves in such a better position, and mentally it would have been so much better, but we didn't do it. I think that's the one thing I'm trying to look at: consistency in play, structure, and capitalizing on other teams being poor.
Facts. So that's why, linking what you just said, if we were to beat Spurs, who we consider would be up and down, the rivals are going to be so loud on us. 100%. Bro, you see how they're such hypocrites? Because they'll say to us, 10 games, we'll see Chelsea are doing average. We win 3 and about, it'll be raw. You don't have to go for the league now. It's been 16, 15 games. You must. Can't win. So Maresca's smart. And he even got me, VD, because he made me feel like he hasn't got a mentality. But he's playing chess, not checkers. He's like, yo, if I say that and we don't do it, it's an L both ways. So let me just keep it chill. And you know what I like at Maresca, yeah? Don't underestimate this. Same with Slot. They've both won a title recently. So they know what to say. They know how to galvanize. They know how to motivate. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing,
100%.
innit? But yeah, man, chat. Let me know, chat.
Yeah, I asked a question. Who was our hardest thing? Chelsea boy says Brentford is the hardest game. They play horrible football, and they're so hard to break down. And I think again, games like that, you really have to show grit and determination. You know, I think it'll be the same as Villa, because Villa can be hard to break down when they want to be. Like they can sit deep, right. They can wait, catch you on the.
And by the way, for context, they haven't won in 6 games. You know what that means, innit?
Yep, and no one's scoring for them.
You know what that means, innit?
It's all the time, bro. It's everybody returning from injury or not scoring. Do you remember when Firmino went like a whole year without scoring and he scored? Oh, it's always us, you know. I swear it's actually so mad. It's like a fantasy.
It's like
there's something wrong with our club, you know.
At least you know what it is? When you say these things, it makes me seem sane. Because I'm saying these things on my own before I was doing any streams, before anything I knew about Football Terrace and Never Foul or Judgment. I never knew about any of these things. I was saying it to myself, BD. So when you're telling me these things, it makes me seem normal. I've been saying this for years. It's always man them who are injured, come back from injury, never scored a goal in the Prem. You hear that one? Never scored.
Mental, innit? It's actually so crazy.
In the Burnley game, yeah, we drew, and they had a red card, and we were 10 men. We couldn't even beat them. The guy never scored.
We had a red card. I forgot about that.
The guy never scored a Premier League goal. He scores from like 30 yards. And you know what they're saying?
Was it Enciso as well? Enciso scored his first goal against us.
They just need to finish off their chances. Bang. That's his first goal in the Premier League. And I was like...
Takes the mick. Takes the absolute mick.
So Chelsea just so happen to play Spurs, who are up and down, Aston Villa, who haven't won in 6. And by the way, guys, to make it more spooky, Fiorentina, who have lost 3 finals in a row.
Imagine that. Imagine Fiorentina imagine Fiorentina and Chelsea in the final. Oh my God. Someone's always got to go in it.
One of us is catching the further L. And I hope it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's not me.
I pray it ain't us, man. Again, it's gonna be so embarrassing if we don't win that. Our squad compared to theirs, mental. Absolutely mental. Like I can't even begin to say.
Mad thing.
De Gea, oh my God, they have De Gea as well. I completely forgot about that. Mr. Mistakes himself. Imagine, do you know what the worst bit would be? Yeah,
Man in the match performance.
imagine. So over the years, we've been terrible on penalties. Yeah, over the years, De Gea has been terrible on penalties. Imagine it goes to penalties and they win. De
And you
Gea's
got
curse
United
is
fans,
broke before
and
ours.
the
You know,
United fans are laughing at us.
that's mental.
See
Oh,
what's so
that's giving me
funny?
a headache. You
It's
know.
so tap-beat. It's our club's so tap that we can actually predict these things, and they actually will happen.
Mhm.
That's what's tap.
You see it from a mile away. It's like I swear there's some sort of magical
It's
mist
like
around
some
Chelsea.
good, like some like magic going on. Like it's like dark Champions League tax, isn't it? Frederick,
Mhm.
Ches, let me get a link. I can't today, bro, because we end off very, very shortly. I'm gonna speak about the game. But if you join the memberships, there's an option on there, and we do panelists with members. And I'll give out members the link when they're in the chat. So when you message in the chat, it will come up with your membership icon. And then when you want to join, you get priority over normal viewers as well. So if you want to do that, but right now we actually can't because I'm gonna head off in 10 minutes. But love for the love anyway for supporting. Big up Frederick. If we didn't get Spurs, we are throwing in a row, make noise. Facts.
I think he just disconnected by accident. Am I bugging?
Yeah, something's happened there. Don't happen there. We are already 9 points down for Liverpool, so if we need to go to the title job, we must all our next games and win our next games until City away. Let's be realistic. We're not winning 10 in a row. Let's keep it real. We're not doing that. Brentford's our hardest game. They play horrible football and they're hard to break down. Facts. To win the next 4 match in the league would be great for our B team. It will push them to elevate their level and they need to prove themselves. Oh yeah, he's talking about the fact we're gonna have to squad rotate for these next like 4 or 5 games.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It's gonna be like weekend, weekday, weekend, weekday, weekend, weekday. Basically 2 games in a week. So a lot of man like Nkuku, the Sassy, Baddies, they have to play, bro. That's why when he says you're gonna see Nkuku play, he means
Yeah,
you're
that's
gonna see
probably what
Nkuku
he meant,
play.
innit? Yeah.
He's not lying, bro. Or they accept bench. Facts. There's a chance to prove themselves. With the herring goals, crazy. Facts. We need Fiorentina as early as possible. Fiorentina, I keep saying Fiorentina.
Do you know what?
100%.
We need Fiorentina to get knocked out. I don't even want to cross paths. I don't even want
Yeah,
to
you know
bottle
what?
it early on.
Avoid them at all costs because they're the only team. Let me not say
Who else is in the
They're
competition? I don't even know if there's anyone
I'm
else
never
in the
gonna say anything
competition.
dumb like they're the only team that can beat us because you know what football's like, innit? You know, I was about to
Football's
say
crazy,
so
man.
dumb. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna check all the teams that are still in there. I don't even think. Nah, come on, man. Some of these names are mad. Copenhagen is like the next big threat to us. That is crazy. There's no shot. We bottled this Hearts. I mean, they lost, so they're not even in. Istanbul. Do you know what? Turkish teams, they're always Real Betis as well. Actually, Real Betis ain't bad. Real Betis are a decent team.
Wait, what team?
They need to
What's the
face each
toughest-
other now.
Let me look at the league table so I can see who's in this.
Yeah, so Real Betis and Fiorentina seem to be our only 2 real
Like,
big threats that I'd say.
Formidable opponents.
But they're so beatable though. Like both of them are so beatable. Spanish teams defensively aren't great. Like I've never.
We're not talking like this, please. Like you're giving me like PTSD right now. Like I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, look, we're doing all right. Like
Who the
anyone
hell
else?
is this? Who is
Yeah,
that?
they're a Polish team or something like that. No, like Fiorentina are 6th. Excuse me. I said Shamrock.
They've lost the
Rovers, you know.
game.
Again,
Oh
Real
my
Betis
gosh,
are where?
here.
I can't lie, we're winning. We're winning. We're winning. This is our B team.
No, we have to win.
we gotta win it,
we
bro.
have
We gotta
to
win
win.
it. We gotta win it. We can't.
No.
We
We
can't
actually,
not.
me and BD were in like we were like, it's gonna be. No. We're looking at the names and we're looking at the points, bro.
Who have
we
Fiorentina
have
faced
to
in
win.
there? They have to have faced someone hard. There's no way. They have to have played each other.
The teams that have been in the Champions League are this team, Wait, that's not even Copenhagen.
It is. I think they changed it. It's a bit different.
You change their name. So you got Real Betis. Panathinaikos are a good team, by the way. They're a good team.
Yeah, they're
Panathinaikos.
underrated.
Again, I think that's a thingy. What did I just say? Copenhagen. What other team we got here? That's 3. Fiorentina is a very good team. And I think that's
Would you say
it.
they were 2nd in the league?
Yeah, but
The
we'll
second
check it.
in the league is crazy.
They're on 28 points, fourth in the league, but they're joint second. The team in first is on 29. I'm not
So
even joking.
they lost against APOEL.
They probably played a
Fiorentina.
crap
That's the only team
team.
that they lost. I'll tell you what. Yo, they had 3 red cards in a game. What? They had 3 red cards and still ended up winning.
Head loss.
They've drawn quite a few though. They drew their last one. They drew the one before that as well, but they won it on penalties. They conceded 2 against St. Gallen. They lost against APAOL, whatever their name is. They conceded 2 against Paphos, whoever that is. Listen, they don't look like they're the greatest, you know. They don't look like cool. They're second in the league and whatnot, but I mean, they're conceding goals to these poor teams. And remember, we put our B team out, so I don't know if they're doing the same.
Yeah,
but
that's true. We are playing literally our B team, literally. Like, there's no A team.
And our B team is crazy as well. So
our B team's not even that bad. That's the maddest thing. But
imagine Palmer against them. Whew.
Facts. But anyway, man, them in the chat, like we said before, last 5 minutes or so, talking about the game in particular with VD, whose Twitter handle is literally right there. So you haven't got to do too much. Type it in. Very, very easy to type in on Twitter. Get him up to more 100Ks over he's on. He's doing the mad thing. My thing as well. 15 off 900 subs. So let's leave people in here. Everyone in here subscribed. I'll meet my target for the goal for this week. So I'm saying. Also, memberships are active. Super chats are active. Super chats won't want to shout out too much. But memberships, if you want your own show, a lot of you want to ask me privately about joining panels. If you want to be able to do that with no qualms, sign up to a membership, good price. You could do your thing. Group chat will be open. You can start your own chat, wherever it is. You get your own icon, all that good stuff. And the more people go in, the more perks you get, etc. So if you're interested in doing that, let me know. And you can just press join and do it. Very cheap, only $2.99 a month. What's $2.99, VD? That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing. Spend that on like milk and bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, that's like a loaf of bread.
Nowadays in the world,
that's like a pack of Marylands, man. Come on.
That's what I'm saying, man. Nowadays, you know what I'm saying, when we VD were growing up here, $2.99, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That would have gone a long way. But now, $2.99 is mad. So to get that for whole membership, to go on live stream and stuff, is a good price.
That's
so
a
anyway,
very good price.
Your thing. Let's talk about the game. It's gonna be tough. I don't know if they're going to go low block, but they're in very bad form. They haven't won in 6 games.
But it's like it's so again.
Yeah, we all know what's gonna happen right now.
Yeah, it will be even worse because we're at home.
At least we're predicting it, so it's not going to be like we're going to be annoyed because we're actually going to see it happening. What do you think the game? How do you think the game is going to go?
See, again, I think this is going to be one of those teams. I think they are going to play the low block. I think they're going to try and catch us on the break. They're in really bad form, really, really bad form. And like I was saying earlier, these are the games that you absolutely need to capitalize on, and that's the key word: capitalize. You need to make sure that their bad form doesn't end with you. It needs to keep going. They can beat another team. It can't beat us. And I hope Maresca is really saying that. I really hope he's saying that. It'll be interesting to see who starts. It'll be interesting to see if it's Felix starting, if Enzo's starting. I don't think Lavia's. Is Lavia back? I think he's back, but maybe not fully fit.
I think everyone's back, really. I think everyone's back.
Everyone besides James, obviously. It'll be interesting to see. I doubt he start. Obviously, Jorgensen was incredible. I doubt he starts him. I think I'm most interested to see how he plays Gusto. That's the one that I'm really looking at, thinking I'm not sure how he's going to play Gusto, because I keep saying I don't want to see him in the role he's been playing. I don't like it. I don't really think he's great at inverting. If you're going to have him, maybe have him sit all the way back like Reece James was playing, or have him out wide and figure out a way to do it. Maybe you can start Palmer as the right winger, and have him drift inwards, kind of similar to what was happening with Cucurella and Felix, where Felix drifted in, Cucurella overlapped. I think it'll be more beneficial if we saw Gusto overlap, because he's got a good cross, you know. He's got a very good low cross on him, Gusto. So I think that would be, if I was doing it, I wouldn't start Madueke. I think it's too... Nah, I wouldn't start him. I'd start Pedro on the left, Felix in the middle, Palmer on the right, have Palmer drift inwards with Gusto overlapping. I think we'll see how... I think that will be the main. I think that will be the main thing. depending on how the game goes, is the use of Gusto. You've got to get it right. You've got to use him in the best position because he's a detriment right now. He is a bit of a detriment.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, man, I feel like we've got to be very clinical in this game because Aston Villa have got a decent defense. They've got good midfield. We've got to be very careful in transition because they have very good players in transition. They've got Ramsey, they've got Morgan Rogers, they've got Bailey's, Watkins, they've got McGinn. They've even got Tullerman, who's playing sick, who also has a good strike on him. So Sanchez, please be alert in case long shots. You know what I'm saying?
So, you know what? I can already see it now, man. It's going to be a miss. They're going to cross it in. Sanchez misses the game. Oh.
We've lost 2 games. I went to the game last year, by the way. We lost at home.
We can't lose again. We can't. Again, this is like the proper start. This is like the proper start of the run. This is to show like we're different. I'd rather have this first than Southampton. I'd rather get this one out of the way. 100%. Get this one out of the way. Get your win. Like Newcastle. Doesn't matter how you do it. Just win the game. It doesn't matter how you win. Just win it. Then you play Southampton. And then we'll see where we're left. So I just hope we don't. I just hope we don't bottle it, man. I hope we don't go in with like a mentality like we did against United. I think United did shut us off quite well, but I think we also played horribly, and we can't be doing that again. Again, if you want the whole title charge thing, it has to start here because this is one of the tougher teams to beat, in my opinion. I always say, like I said, I think it's the ones that are like the mid carders, but like are pushing the Champions League spots. I think they're always the hardest ones to beat because they set up defensively better than most of the top teams because they have to be more cautious. So Villa, again, they get a lot of praise, knocking them out or beating them, moving on to Southampton. It'll be such a good start for this run. It will give us proper confidence, proper confidence, and I think this team really needs it, especially if you want to talk about a title charge. We're gonna need that confidence.
Yeah.
Next 10 games.
Quickly. Like if we don't get our results soon, there will be no title charge. Like there will be none. So like, if you want to be sneaky contenders, then these kind of games you have to win. Like it's not really a choice. You got to win your home games, minimum.
Yeah, even Ryan just said it in the chat. He said he's worried about our defending from their set pieces because they are physically great. They are physically really, really great. And you know, our defense has been all right. Like Fofana and Colwell have been all right, but you could tell that they're not the most dense, are they? Like they can still get beaten. They're not the greatest in the air. It's the Onana. I'm telling you, Onana.
Our B team is tall and strong. Like Tossi's 6'4", Sassy's 6'4", Balashi is 6'3".
They just ain't got the best IQ in it. Like, that's
the
only issue with them.
Like our B team is tall. Our B team's actually bare tall, actually. Because even Gooey's like 5'11", Nkuku's like 5'11".
Cassidy's quite tall as well, isn't it?
Cassidy's 6 foot. Vegas, look, half the team is like over 6 foot.
They're giants, isn't it?
Whereas the A team, there's only literally about half a handful of players who are 6 foot. Like Palmer, goalkeeper, 2 centre backs, and I think that's it. Bro, that's this year.
Yeah, I'll be surprised and upset if we don't win. I'll be very surprised and upset. We've got to continue our form. They've got to continue that downward spiral.
A big win here. It's going to be, like VD said, it's going to be physical. Set pieces, like Reynolds said, it's going to be difficult. But as long as you match those, I think we'll win the game because we've got better technical quality than them. We're in better form than them, better confidence. And the team's morale is actually really strong. So the B team players are performing well, whereas like they're knocking on the doors, it's giving a positive message to the dressing room. Felix is going now into the big boy team. So all these things add to the positive nature of the team. You know what I'm saying? We're going to end off with predicted lineups. Let's get it right now. 1 second.
Reno as well. Reno, put yours in the thing. Everybody, for the people that are still in here, put your ideal lineups, either predicted or the one that you'd like to see as well. Because I always like to see who people put in. I know we've got A team and B team in it, but like there's some names in there where it's like it could be a bit of a mix up in it, like with Lavia and Enzo. Like who's going to start out of them two?
So I'll put these names in first. Really, you can see this, right?
I think these two are nailed on, and absolutely same as Yeah,
Cucurella.
Cucurella. This is the best left back in the world. I don't care. This is the best
Right.
left back in the world.
I've got to decide whether we're doing what we want or what we predict. I think we should do what we want because then it's more exciting. And then we'll end up on this, guys. Last section. I'll predict the lineups. Hit the like button on the playback as well. Let's remove this week's CVD. Let's do that. Actually, it's much better. Right. Let's do that. Who do we want? I'll speak for us. Everyone wants Jorgensen.
Yep. We want Jorgensen, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't think it's gonna happen. It's a bit sad, isn't it? But
it's so sad. It just makes sense though with him being in the team. It looks better, innit?
Reno, he started. He says Sanchez in net, Fofana, Colwill, Badiashile.
This is predicted.
He thinks Fofana starting right back with Badi. I doubt Badiashile will start against because he did just play.
Oh man.
But I mean, it just depends on whether he trusts Gusto or not to perform the role well. I didn't actually think Fofana was that bad last game. I think Badiashile was actually decent, right? Like I wouldn't be totally mad at it.
Against West Ham and Leicester, who are very poor, you can get away with it. Against better
actually,
teams,
do you know what? He might be onto something, because we literally just said about how physical they are. Gusto is not physical. Having 3 centre backs does give you a bit more height and a bit more physicality. So he could be onto something.
You can push up Cucurella as well. So it stops their fullbacks. Good point.
It ain't bad, I'm not against it.
Cucurella becomes an extra attacker, basically, innit? So it will come Fofana, Colwill, and Badiashile at the back. Cucurella will go out wide. And then inside, you would have Sancho with Palmer, Neto on the right, and then Jackson up front.
So who are we saying? We saying
who's playing midfield? Oh shoot! Yeah, he's playing Enzo. So he's doing this. AVD. He's doing the same team as Leicester.
Yeah,
he's doing the same team as Leicester basically, but he's dropping Felix and playing Sancho.
I don't think Sancho will start.
Nor do I.
I think
you started yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think he will start. I think that's one thing that we are going to see if they're starting. Actually, do you know what? We don't know because Badiashile starting actually might make sense. So I'm not completely against that.
We should go with that. Should we do that then? So we're gonna put Fofana here and the Badiashile there.
Yeah, I think that's all right. I think, do you know what? I quite like Fofana in wide areas as well. I think he defends wide areas better than he does centrally. So I'm not mad at it. And plus, it's more of a natural invert, right? So 3 centre backs creating a back 3. It just seems natural in it. So best midfielder in the league. Best midfielder in the league.
100%. And then Enzo's not going to play here, but I think we can both agree he deserves to play again, right?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I've criticized him so much this or during his time at Chelsea, but when you perform, you need to capitalize on it. If this means that he's going to start performing, play him. If there's someone that's going to unlock, this is the wonderful thing about Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, if there is one person in this entire team that is going to unlock a low block, that is going to make sure that this structure is completely negated, it's him. He has the ability to play the most beautiful passes. He's got to start. I love Lavia, but I do think low-key, since Enzo's been dropped, we have looked a bit poor creatively. So maybe just having him on the pitch and spraying these passes, I think maybe they don't get as much credit as they should have before.
Good point. I'll change the formation.
Might be able to drag them into thing.
There we go.
There you go.
So even this is in. Oh my gosh, you're right. So it'll be like this.
You can drag him.
Oh my gosh, didn't know that, BD. Thanks for that. So guys, it's basically this.
See, I like this formation, because it also adds. It won't
let me move the attackers.
I think it's because you ain't put them in yet.
Oh yeah, true. So it becomes like this. He goes like here. Cool. This is obviously going to be Madueke, right? But who do we want? Neto.
Yeah, got to be Neto. I don't think Madueke deserves to be starting. I'll be honest. He's too I don't know. There's just something about Madueke I just
Hit or
don't
miss,
like
innit?
when I'm
He's just
watching him.
inconsistent. I don't like him either. I like him, but like his end product is a bit poor.
I like that he's so direct, but
And Felix,
yeah, he deserves to start. Put Enzo on the right. Enzo was on the right last time, no? He was sitting next to Caicedo, so just behind Thing. So it
he was
was
bombing forward though.
he was, you know, he had a free roll. He had kind of like a
It's
like a
sort of
free
like
roll.
it's sort of like this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like awkwardly shaped. And then Thing was
He
more
goes,
Felix was like a little more in, and then Cucurella was like just like in the half space, but also like out wide. It's like
like this.
it's offset in it. You're kind of having
Yeah.
it lopsided, so it kind of
So
covers
then
more
what
of the ball.
happens is Caicedo collects the ball here, passes it here, passes it back. He makes a run, then he passes it to him. This is a sick formation. I can't lie. This is sick.
Yeah, it's nice. It's proper
This looks
nice.
nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks nice, isn't it?
It's
It
so
looks very
nice to have
attacking.
structure. You know how gassed I am that we actually have a structure, like a manager that plays his way, not just
Just think
some
about
mad.
it. If you're opposition team, who do you pick up?
The thing is as well, yeah. Like
They're all
if
occupying
you
like
pick
the
up
same but different positions. It's mad. Go on.
if you pick up Enzo, yeah, or if you don't mark Enzo, he's gonna spray the ball. If you don't mark Neto, he's gonna like he can create. You have to pick up, like, no matter what, you absolutely have to mark Felix and Palmer. Imagine giving them space. You can't do that. You can't do it. Cucurella. Do you know what I like about Cucurella? He's very smart with his runs. He's very,
Yeah,
very
he is,
smart.
yeah.
He's always in a good position. He actually, like where you've got him now, he sits there, he fizzes the ball, then he'll make his run. He only makes it when it's perfect. So, and we all know Jackson moving into the channels is brilliant. This is a team, but I don't feel like we're gonna see Thing. I don't feel like we're gonna see Jorgensen. I'd love to, but I don't think we're gonna see him.
I don't know if we'll play Neto off straight away. So I feel
think
like
we will.
we'll play.
After
feel like he
last
can-
game, I mean,
Yeah,
and
I
then the
feel like
goal
he's
against
gonna play- I
Thing.
feel like he's going to play Madueke.
See, I feel like he will as well. I hope he doesn't. But
I feel like it's going to be this team. He'll play Felix because Felix only came on a little bit. Madueke was also on the bench the other day, by the way. But he did bring on Felix. Which kind of implies Felix is ahead of the pecking order. So maybe it does mean Neto. I don't know.
there could also be
I
variation,
personally would
right?
play Neto, but I wouldn't be angry at Madueke starting because he's good at. You know, but Madueke, BD, he's good at one-on-one. He's good at taking on his man. He's not efficient with it though. That's the problem.
Do you know what? Do you know what I noticed last time? Yeah. So there's this whole thing. Like, I think Madueke is good at taking on his man, but like I think he's more flashy than he's actually efficient. Like with actually taking on his man. You see when Neto was ruining Arsenal, every single time he got the ball, he didn't do too much. He didn't spam feint, stuff like that. It was just he did those step overs and then bottom is past his man. He's past his man. He's got the ball in the box. It's quick. It's snappy. I think Madueke, I think he tries a little too hard to try and beat his man. And it's like, it's cut back, and it's cut back, it's cut back, and it's cut back. It's like, move the ball on. You're not really beating your man like that. I think we could also see variation with this team, by the way. I think maybe Sanchez would be there and Cucurella could invert with Gusto bombing up. Maybe you start Palmer on the right and Neto on the left, and then stick Felix in the middle, because it still technically works out the same, but you're shifting it. You're shifting the sides. It's not going to be the left side that's overlapping. It'll be the right side. So someone says nobody Ashile. He's a bozo. Listen,
Yeah, he is. No, Chelsea A boy. He is a bozo.
he is.
It's more a case of like for our structure, he's actually one of the best players we have. He's actually good in the ball. He's good at making passes. His bozo moments come when his back's to goal and he's got to defend. But if he's picking up the ball, we've bought players who are all possession based. Like, Disasi's good if you have possession. He's just poor when you don't have possession.
Badiashile last game, his passing was incredible. Like in the Premier League,
sick. He's definitely gaining more confidence. By the way,
he was on the left,
100%.
right? He was on the left, and he picked up a thing. He ran into the midfield, and he played an incredible pass, like proper line breaking pass. And it's an annoying thing about Badiashile. I guess you could say most of our team as well is just inconsistent. If he was consistent, his passing is honestly, you could even make an
Squad, yeah.
argument that his passing is better than Colwell's. We all know how good Colwell is.
Cole's
I
good at
think-
them now. and he's-
I think his passing might be like a bit more
I
efficient.
trust Cole a
than
bit more
Colwell.
though.
Yeah. I trust him more.
Maybe Badiashile is better, but Cole's got. I think I trust his quality a bit more.
Yeah, he's a cheat code in build up. Cheat code. He's just hopefully he could just build up a more of a defensive reputation and actually be a bit more solid as opposed to thing. Reno, I don't think I
Facts.
see Nkunku starting. I'd love for him to start. I think this would be a brilliant game for him to start, but then also Felix, you're gonna need someone running at Villa, and I think Felix is probably gonna be a bit better than that. If Nkunku didn't start yesterday, I think we probably could have seen him start.
Oh, I
but
would love to see Nkunku in that pocket.
loved it. Especially we're gonna need to take our chances, isn't it? And Nkunku would have been perfect for that, but it's not like he won't come
He
on.
would have, yeah.
So
Facts. But yeah, man. 6 stream got cut now. Hour and 45 minutes is mad.
yeah,
That's a
mad,
mad
innit? This is what happens when it's just
situation.
pure Chelsea. You start
Yeah,
tunnel
pure
visioning,
Chelsea
innit?
chat. We'll do this again. I'll get
100%.
VD on and maybe some more Chelsea fans. Next week when we review, hopefully we've got a win and we keep winning and someone else drops points. That'd be nice. Do you think Nkunku starting the game, Reno? Probably not. Probably not. I'm going for 3-1 win. Everyone, let me know the score predictions. Everyone, we're going to cut right now. VD, quickly before we go, what's the score prediction?
I'm gonna say 2-0. I'm gonna say 2-0. I'm gonna say clean sheet as well, man. For the clean sheet, Robert Sanchez, please, man. Please, I can't do another stinker on Sanchez. I'll say 2-0. 2-0. But it's classic Chelsea to make a meal of it, innit?
Even last game, we should have conceded a goal. So I'm saying 2-1.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm saying
It's gonna
2-1.
be
Yeah,
Sanchez's
Chelsea
last
versus
chance.
2-1. No, he's had so. Hey, Reno, I agree with you. He's had so many last chances. Even me and BD know he should not be there.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be playing. But it's what it is. We're out of here, people. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and to follow VD's Twitter handle. Let's remove this so you can all see it. It's right there. Very easy to do. Good conversation. If you enjoyed the comments, if you enjoyed, comment below. Also, memberships have just landed today. Let me know how you feel about them. Really love for jumping on. Big up Rainer, big up everyone in the chat. Big up Chelsea boy. Big up Beans on Toast. What a sick name that is. Frederick as well for watching CFC Ernie. A lot of you were in the chat before. Some people to leave. Nino, ZL, Robert, Engrave, all you man. Big up guys. We'll see you guys soon later on.
100%.
Peace, man. Love.